Imagine waking up on a cold morning in 1776. The ground is frozen, your stomach is empty, and the sound of cannon fire echoes in the distance. Welcome to the American Revolution, a place where freedom was born and comfort came to die. Because, let's be honest, you wouldn't last a week here. You think you're tough? Let's start with the basics. Food. There are no energy drinks, no instant noodles, no coffee shops on the corner. Soldiers were lucky to get hardtack, a rock-solid biscuit made of flour, water, and sometimes bugs. And if you were really lucky, you got salted meat so tough, you'd need to soak it for hours before chewing. And water? Often dirty, sometimes deadly. Dysentery wasn't just common, it was expected. So yeah, forget your protein shakes. You'd be fighting on an empty stomach and praying you don't die from your next sip of water. Now, let's talk hygiene. No showers, no toothpaste, no toilet paper. The average soldier didn't bathe for weeks, sometimes months. Lice, fleas, and disease spread like wildfire. If you got injured, you didn't go to a hospital. You went to a tent where a doctor might saw off your arm without anesthesia. The only pain relief was a shot of rum, if they had any. So, still think you'd survive? Now imagine the winter at Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. It's December 1777. Snow everywhere. You're wearing rags, maybe no shoes. Thousands of soldiers froze, starved, and died. Not from battle, but from exposure. Frostbite turned toes black. Blankets were shared among men like treasure. General Washington's army didn't fight battles that winter. They fought the cold. Even if you survived the hunger and disease, the war itself was brutal. The British Army wasn't some ragtag group. It was one of the most powerful forces in the world. Trained, disciplined, and deadly. You'd hear the crack of a musket, the thunder of a cannon, and the screams of men falling around you. And remember, these weren't soldiers with body armor or medics on standby. One shot could end you. Infection could finish what the bullet started. There were no respawns, no checkpoints, no undo. You get one life, and you fight for it. When you weren't fighting, you were marching. Sometimes 20 miles a day, through mud, rain, and swamps, carrying a musket that weighed nearly 10 pounds and a pack full of supplies. You'd sleep on the ground, wake up covered in frost, and march again. And all of this for a war you might not live to see end. It wasn't glory, it was survival. And it wasn't just soldiers. Women followed the camps, cooking, mending, nursing the wounded. Farmers, blacksmiths, and teenagers joined the ranks, people with everything to lose. Some were enslaved men promised freedom if they fought. Others were native allies, caught in a war that wasn't theirs. These were real people, ordinary, terrified, and determined. Their courage built a nation. So, would you survive? Could you go without your phone, your bed, your food, your comfort? Could you face hunger, fear, and pain for an idea? For freedom you might never live to enjoy? That's what they did. They didn't fight for fame or fortune. They fought because they believed the world could be different. And they were willing to pay the price. So the next time you complain about your Wi-Fi being slow, remember the men and women of 1776 who marched barefoot through snow, who starved, bled, and froze for a dream called America. You wouldn't last a week in their world, but thanks to them, you'll never have to.